Good morning, New York Mets Nation. Welcome to the Bat Cave. I'm your host, the Bat Fry. Kenny Fry, the hostess with the mostest, the best-looking man with four eyes, the most charismatic man this side of the street, the Bat Fry, Kenny Fry. Things that have not been going well in New York Mets Nation, so I have to kind of make myself feel better about myself. You know, it's not easy being a Mets fan right now. It's very, very hard being a Mets fan right now. Let's kick her off with, of course, the comment, who will be the first one? Will it be Adam Glenn? Will it be Eileen? Will it be Mayako? I don't know. Let's click her and find out here. Who will it be? Adam Glenn. Good morning, Adam. How are you, buddy? Adam Glenn, number one fan. There he is. Checking into all of our shows, just like Eileen does. And, of course, Mayako is the man. So, but Adam and Eileen, it's you know, tops. Yeah, they're always checking into all the shows. So much props there, Adam and Eileen. So on with the Metropolitans. Since the last show, the Mets are 1-6. Last week I talked about, this is a good opportunity for the Mets to really, get their legs under them. They're playing bottom of the barrel competition. Which who are we to talk? We are the bottom of the barrel right now. We are the bottom of the barrel competition. But anyway, this is where this is supposed to be the time where the Mets can get their footing, kind of gain some wins, get some momentum going. Start feeling good about themselves. Guys that are in slumps, getting out of it. Get some hits against some poor pitching or our pitching staffs that have been absolutely awful. Get right against some poor hitting, but no, that's not what happened. That has not happened so far. 1-6, 1-6 against the goddamn Detroit Tigers, the Colorado Rockies, and so far, the Cincinnati Reds. We played the Reds last night. That was game one of a 3-game set. And I'll get to that. But yeah, 1-6 since the last show. That's all I can say about that. Raspberries. Raspberries. It's terrible. It's almost like they carried over the way they played in the playoffs last season against the Red Hot Padres into this season. It feels like it's just carried right over into the season, into the new season, and it's frustrating because the talent is there. The talent's there. The want-to is there. But it's just not. It's not being translated on the field, on the diamond right now. And like I said, the talent's there, so you expect these guys to be able to break out of whatever slump they're in, whatever funk they're in, whatever it is. But it's early May. Again, I say this every week. It's still pretty early yet. Don't start panicking till late June, mid-June. That's usually when I start getting a little bit nervous. You look at the Atlanta Braves last year, 10.5 games out, May 31st, behind our beautiful Metropolitans. That's when we were playing well. And they caught us. Why can't we do that? Our roster is every bit as good as the Braves. Maybe not quite as good, but there we have some all-star talent, some Major League Baseball top talent. Why can't we do that? The Philadelphia Phillies going all the way to the World Series. They got in with the wild card. They got hot July, August, September. Mostly August, September for the Phillies. But they got hot at the right time. Made it in the tournament. Took it to the World Series. and it's something that I preach with every sport. Basically, is it doesn't matter. You want to win your division, you want to come out like top seed and stuff like that, but it doesn't matter. Your main goal should be making it to the playoffs, making it to the tournament. Everybody resets. That should be your main goal. The cherry on top would be winning the division or whatever, winning a top seed or something like that. But it should be your number one goal should be making it into the playoffs. So whether that's you're the final wild card spot or you're the best record in baseball, like the Dodgers were last year, they got their asses kicked by the Padres. So it's bleak, but it's not that bleak right now. I mean, like I said, June, July, you start worrying a little bit, but there's so much more baseball after that. Like the Phillies proved last year and the Braves proved after May last season also. Our own division. I mean, this division was supposed to be a world beater, but you look at right now, the Braves sitting up top, but the Phillies and the Mets, who were supposed to be right behind, battling the Braves, we're both kind of struggling. The Phillies just snapped a losing streak, I think, the other day. I'm pretty sure. I think they won last night also. And I'll go over the standings later on. But yeah, my point is, the Mets struggling, Phillies struggling. Nobody's really got their footing yet. The Braves going through some injuries, some pitching injuries and stuff like that. So nobody's really playing top baseball right now in the NL East, it seems like. So no worry. Take a deep breath. You still want to win these games. Against the bottom of the barrel teams, you still want to win these games. So I'll go to the comment real quick before we move on. Thanks, Adam. Adam says, well said, Coach. All right. Kills me to say it. Swept by the Tigers. We went into that series, the first game rained out, then we had a doubleheader, and then a game after. We had it set up pretty nice. I thought Joey Lucchesi going for us in game one. I really like Joey Lucchesi. I like his story. I've said this a couple of shows now. I hope he continues to get opportunities to pitch, not like this goofy ass nonsense. Going 4 innings pitch, 4 earned runs, only 46 pitches. Now the 4 earned runs, okay, that's kind of high for 4 innings pitched, but Lucchesi's not a number 1, number 2, number 3 starter. In my eyes, right now he'd be like a 4 or 5. Your 4 or 5 is going to give up 3, 4, 5 earned runs. Let him eat some innings up. Why in the hell 46 pitches? And Buck's excuse was because he wasn't sure if he was going to need him as a starter on Sunday. What the hell is that even? What? Like, I don't get that. I just don't understand. I might need to use him on Sunday. That's bull crap, man. Let the kid have his start. Let the kid have a full start, 4 innings pitch. Pull him out 46 pitches. He had 46 pitches in 4 innings. You pull him out. I just think that's nonsense, in my opinion. I just think that's Bush League. I love Buck Showalter. I really do. I like Buck. I think he's a good coach. Most of the places he goes to, he turns them around, makes them into a winner, and then gets the can, and then that team ends up winning the World Series. But anyway, I just didn't like that. I thought it was Bush League. I thought it was bunk. I didn't like how he. I don't want to say snowballed Lucchesi, but it's kind of like took the rug out from underneath him in that game. 4 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. Like I said, it's a high earned runs for only 4 innings pitched. But he only had 46 pitches. He probably could have went 6 or 7 innings that game. To be honest with you, that could have helped our bullpen out a little bit. If he gives up 5 earned run, that's fine. He's a 4 or 5 starter. That's what happens. Comment here. There she is, Eileen. Hello, la la la. Eileen, good morning. So that game there, like I said, Lucchesi, 4 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. We lost that game. Game 1, 6-5. We were up in the 8th inning. Ottavino Gave up a go-ahead 2-run single in the 8th inning. We end up losing. Ottavino's been playing well, so I can't really harp on him. As a reliever, bullpen guy, shit's going to happen. It seems like he's in a lot. Whereas last year, Buck's motto was to use the bullpen sparingly. I don't know if that's the right word or not. Use it sparsely, maybe. Sparse. Use it a little bit, use it less, not use it as much, to kind of save it for the middle to end of the season. And for the most part, he was able to do that last season because our starters were going deeper into games, 6 innings, 6.5 innings. And that's not happening this year. We barely get the hell out of the 4th and 5th inning. But anyway, so Ottavino's getting a lot of work this season. And again, I'm still annoyed that we didn't re-sign Lugo. Lugo could be a spot starter. Lugo could be starting instead of freaking David Ass Peterson. But anyway, Game 2, the return of Mad Max. The vengeance. The angry Mad Max. Max Scherzer, not a cheater, Adam. He's not a cheater. Max Scherzer's coming back. He's going to show everybody he's not a cheater after his 10-game suspension, and then he comes out and he gets his ass kicked. Oh, he looked like a pitcher that hasn't pitched in a while. I mean, his velocity was down. He wasn't locating. It seems like he was missing the spot a lot. He ended up going 3 1/3 innings, 6 earned runs. His current ERA stands at 5.56. That is not Hall of Fame numbers by Max Scherzer. But the most concerning part is his velocity being down a little bit, in the low 90s. It's that kind of makes you think, is there an arm issue? Is there something else going on? Or is it just a guy that had 10 days off and that's just what it is? I don't know. But I'm not a huge fan of losing to the Tigers, 8-1. And one of our aces, getting slaughtered by the Tigers. Absolutely, like a goat or a lamb or something in a Viking ritual. Adam Glenn, he's not a cheater. Not a cheater. Not a cheater. So then, no. All right, we lose those 2, but you know what? We could salvage the series. We could come out with at least 1 win out of 3, not get swept by the woeful Tigers. We'll come out, and we got the debut of Justin Verlander, our big offseason acquisition. Justin Verlander. Oh, this is it. We'll get 1 out of 3 against Tigers. That's not great. That's not good at all. But it's better than 0 out of 3. It's better than getting swept by the poor ass Tigers. And we lose 2-0. No offense again. 2 games, back-to-back games, 1 goddamn run. Pardon the goddamn language. I'm sorry, but I'm very annoyed with a lot of things right now. Verlander, pitched fantastic. He gave up back-to-back home runs. One of them to Javi Baez. I can't remember who the other lad was, but Javi Baez, we know, wasn't met, all that other stuff. The thumbs down, Javi Baez to the fans and all that, whatever. I heard somebody saying this. I feel like it was Amish country Mets fan on the Twitter box. Check out his podcast as well. A pretty good Mets show if you're a Mets fan. I like him. I'm going to try to get him on the show here coming up soon. I think a couple Pennsylvania hucksters like us, we can really talk some New York baseball here. But anyway, I think it was the Amish country Mets fan said, "Why would you even throw a strike to Javi Baez? The dude just swings at anything." Which he's right. You watch highlights of Javi Baez at bat. And the dude is like swinging at balls that are 2 feet outside the zone, just like lunging, when Vlad Guerrero did it, at least he made contact and solid contact. Javi Baez doesn't. He looks embarrassing, doing it. But what do? We throw him strikes down the middle and let him clobber it. Like he had a couple of huge hits in that series. So it baffles me, and our pitchers walk so many players, so many batters. It baffles me that we even throw a strike, to a guy like that. But then it also baffles me that we're throwing a strike to a guy like that. I mean, it's It doesn't make sense. So Verlander, though he did pitch well, like I said, the back-to-back home runs in the first inning, that stinks. But you figure your offense will pull you out of that. No, not 2-0. We lost. So Scherzer gives up 2 runs, 5 hits, one walk, 5 Ks over 6 innings, I believe it was. Good velocity from Verlander. The mid to high 90s. Fantastic for him. That's just like last season. What else do I have? Game notes for that. The bullpen, those 3 innings scoreless. Fantastic. But nothing offensively again. And that series outscored 16-6. It just embarrassing, straight up embarrassing. But we got Colorado at home. You can still turn this around. We got the Rockies at home. All right, okay. The Tigers embarrassed you, but it was in Detroit. It was kind of rainy and cold. Oh, the Mets were cold. So maybe that's what it was. That could have been it. So now we got the Rockies. We got the Rockies at home. Things will turn around there. I have no doubt. The Rockies. What does the ticker say at the bottom? Embarrassed by the Rockies. Embarrassed by the freaking Rockies, man. Oh. The lone bright spot, I'll say, though, was Kodai Senga. Senga coming off extra rest. Like I talked last week, a lot of the talk around Mets camp about Senga was that in Japan, they pitch once a week. Like if he pitches a Saturday, the next time he pitch won't be till next Saturday. Whereas here in the States, he pitches Saturday. Next time he pitches is probably Wednesday. The next time he pitches is probably Sunday. He's tired. Whatever. I mean, that's part of it. Like, doesn't make sense to me because you're coming to the major leagues. The Mets, they're signing them. There's no conditioning to this. There's no workout regimen to where that can condition him to getting used to pitching 5-6 days. I don't understand how this is an issue right now. But so they give him that extra rest. He comes out and pitches really, really well. Mets win. Hey, there we go. All right, off the schneid here. The Mets win. 1-0. Senga goes 6 strong innings, 2 hits, 4 walks. The walks, again, are still killing me. 4 strikeouts, 101 pitches. So his ERA stands now at 3.38, 4-1 record. So, but again, 1-0. Where's the offense? Our only offense that game is Brandon Nimmo with a solo home run. No offense again. But we start off the series pretty well. Now let's try to win that series. We got 2 games to win the series. It's to start really kind of building something here. You don't need a sweep. Just start winning series. That's much like what the Mets did last year a lot. We won a lot of series, especially early on in the season to midway halfway through the season. We won most of our series. And they weren't all sweeps. There's a couple sweeps in there, but for the most part, a lot of 2-1s, 3-4s and stuff like that, 2-2s. But, let's win the series. So we come out the next day and we lose 5-2. Tyler McGill goes 4 2/3, 3 earned runs, 6 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and now he has a 4.33 ERA, 3-2 record. McGill started off really well this season, and he hasn't pitched terribly. Again, he's a 5-starter, 4-5 starter, and for the most part, your 4-5 starter usually has a mid to high 3 to low 4 ERA anyway. So he's kind of in that range. He seems to be fairly reliable, but his last couple outings have not been, what the first couple were. So teams have, I guess, more film on him maybe. I don't know what the issue is. But going 4 2/3 again, we need to get guys deeper in games. Our bullpen is getting, just absolutely shelled right now. Negosa came in, gave up 2 home runs. Alonso Lindor had RBIs. You know, it was 5-2, so they had the only runs knocked in were from Alonso and Lindor. So now the series is 1-1. We still have a chance to win the series, come out the next day. Feeling it. We got Joey Lucchesi, you know, the Sunday start. You know, Buck needed him on Sunday. We need Joey on Sunday. That's why we took him out after 47 pitches and 4 innings against the Tigers. We need him on Sunday. That's so come out on Sunday. Joey Lucchesi, 4 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 Ks, 70 pitches, and now he has a 4.43 ERA for the season. Why? Why is he only pitching 4 innings? I don't understand it. We lose this game 13-6. Yacobonis and Hunter, 8 earned runs combined in 3 innings pitched. Our bullpen is being throttled. Our bullpen is a weak point. Our starting pitching is a weak point. Our offense is a weak point. The whole goddamn show is a weak point. So that's where we're standing right now. But we got the Reds, all right? Yesterday, we got the Reds. We could turn it around here. Wait, what does the ticker say? Not a good start versus the Reds. God bless it. So we play the Reds last night. They jump out on us pretty good. I think it was 7-2 at one point or something like that. A bit of a controversial play in the game. I think we were down maybe 5-2 or 5-1, 4-2, something like that. It was we were down, but it wasn't a 7 by, you know, they didn't have 7 runs yet. And who was it? I think I have it written down here. Will Myers. Will Myers was sliding into second base on a hit by some other guy. I don't remember who it was. And as he's sliding to second base, we're going to turn 2. Is that what it was? Yeah, we're going to turn 2. He puts his hand up as he's sliding. He's watching the ball come in. He's watching it come in. He puts his hand up and knocks the ball away. How they don't see that interference is beyond me. There's what, four umpires out there, not one of them. The dude, you're watching replay. Now, granted, it is slow-mo. It is slow. The dude looks at the ball and starts his slide and then puts his hand up to knock it out of the way. I mean, I don't understand how that's not seen. I don't get it. That's it. That's mind-boggling to me. This is the first time as a manager of the Mets that Buck Showalter has been thrown out, which is also surprising. I mean, I don't see Buck as a fiery or orny kind of guy, but you still expect a manager to get thrown out at least once a season, twice a season. But this is the first time since he's been Mets manager that he's been tossed, and Buck was right. It was he said it was obvious. He's seen it from where he was. He said he doesn't know how the 4 umpires did not see it, but it's not reviewable. So interference is not reviewable, not a reviewable play. So Will Myers, stays on second base, and I don't remember what the Reds had. Maybe I guess the Reds had 2 on or whatever, but they ended up scoring a couple more runs. Made it 7. I think they made it 7-2 then, and the Mets mounted a little bit of a comeback, which was nice to see. We started putting some at bats together, started getting on base, and we just couldn't get that big hit, which is something that the Mets have struggled with for years now with runners in scoring position, is getting that big hit. But we really could have used it. I think we had the bases loaded. Yeah, bases were loaded with Luis Guillorme up. He came in to bat for Mark Hanna, and he got called out on a check swing, and that was an iffy call as well. But you can't let it up to the umpire. You can't let it up to the umpire. The third base umpire said he went around. I don't think he went around. The replay I saw didn't look like he went around. The SNY guys, I feel like they said They didn't think he went around, but you let it up to the umpire. The ball was. I mean, it's. I understand it's hard, but the ball was out of the zone. Don't leave it up to the umpire. It's it's as simple as that. So we go down 7-6 to Cincinnati. David Peterson had a start because Max Scherzer was pulled from his start. Not pulled. He was I guess scratched. That's it. He was scratched from his start because of neck spasms. So they just wanted to be cautious. I guess it started a couple days ago. A man of his advanced age, I guess that happens. He's younger than me, I think. So, but anyway, so David Peterson started, and we all know how that goes. He's all messed up. He pitched behind to so many batters, could not throw a first pitch strike to save his life last night. Whereas the Reds pitcher, whoever it was, Mr. Reds, I don't know what his name is. God damn it. He was starting off almost every batter with a strike. Either we're watching or we're swinging at it. But almost every batter he faced, he threw a strike to. He ended up pitching, I think, into the 7th inning or pitched 7 full innings or something like that, and gave up 3 earned runs. Whoever the Reds pitcher was. Peterson just absolutely struggled. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. The one bright spot, another bright spot, I thought Marte going 2 for 4. Maybe he's starting to come out of it a little bit. He had a little infield single where the pitcher didn't cover first base. I guess correct. I don't know how you want to say it. The dude got there, was about 2 feet away from it even being anywhere near first base, and he ended up dropping the ball also. So that was an infield single for Marte. And then the next time up, a nice line drive center field, got him on base. And so maybe he's starting to see the ball a little bit better. Maybe he's starting to maybe break out of the funk a little bit. That's all you could hope for with him. He's a phenomenal player, a good hitter, good outfielder, but he has been struggling. I don't know if it's an injury issue or what, but it has not been going well for him. Nagosic, 2/3 of an inning pitched, 3 earned runs. He's struggling. You can say it about everybody, I guess. I don't know. But we have a couple more against the Reds, so hopefully we turn it around. I did see some glimmers of hope. Francisco Alvarez last night, 2 home runs. There were solo shots, though, but 2 home runs, showing off that power that we all know he has, that he's shown in the minor leagues. And the one thing I really like about his game, I feel like I said it in past episodes, past shows, before the season started, that all the experts have been saying that his defense is his weak spot. And I'm telling you what, I think he's playing a hell of a catcher. He's doing a hell of a job behind the dish. And I think he's calling decent games. His framing has been outstanding. I think he's man, I don't know what they said last night during the game, if he was top 5 in framing in the league, or he's like the 85th percentile or something or rather. I don't remember what it was exactly. There was something. There's a couple stats. I should have took notes. Is what I should have did. But anyway, his arm has been super strong. And they need to play him more. They have been playing him more, but they need to continue playing him more because Tomas Nido is not getting the job done. So they need to play him more. We did sign Gary Sanchez, which from I was talking to a Yankee fan last night about it. He says Gary Sanchez sucks, and everybody else on the interwebs have said that Gary Sanchez sucks. So. That's what happens. But Gary Sanchez, real quick, some numbers for him. Last season with Minnesota, hit 205, 16 home runs, 61 RBIs. 2021 with the Yankees, 204, 23 home runs, 54 RBIs. So the one thing with Sanchez, he does bring some pop. I heard his defense is absolutely terrible. So that is what it is. Omar Narvaez is out till I think June or July, I believe. We have a couple of comments here, and since we're talking about a Yankee, we got Eileen. Eileen says, "Oh, that's what I was going to laugh at you for," and here it is, the laughing. Gary Sanchez. Oh yeah, so it's maybe I don't know. Yeah, from everything I've heard, I've heard Gary Sanchez's name before. He was an All-Star, Silver Slugger a few years ago, but his defense has gone to crap, and his offense, 204, 205. That's garbage. I mean, the home runs are nice because our catchers recently have not hit home runs. We haven't had a good slugging catcher since Frenchie there in Atlanta. What the hell's his name? I can't think of it. The way you did that was great. Thank you, Eileen. Yes, Gary Sanchez is awful. That's what I hear. That's everything I hear is yeah, Starno, Frenchie. I think that's French. I don't know. I couldn't think of his name. I knew it was something with an apostrophe. I couldn't think of it. But yeah, everything I hear about Sanchez, it's not good. So I don't even know why they bother. We have Narvaez. We have Narvaez. He is hurt, but he will be back. Francisco Alvarez, from all, thoughts and actions and the way he's been playing, is our starting catcher right now. He's been playing well. The bat's coming around. Defensively, he's played really, really well. I'm watching him, block some of these balls. Is fantastic. The one thing I don't like him doing, which I think is messing up some of the pitchers, I think it was messing with was it Nogosic? He had the Keith Hernandez mustache. I think that's Nogosic. So he goes to one side of the plate, sets up, and then right before the pitcher pitches, he slides to the other side, to kind of mess with the hitter a little bit, which I understand. I get the point of it. I know when I was a catcher, I used to get behind the batter, and I'd punch my glove, make him think it was an inside pitch, and then I'd go outside because I'm tricky like that. And but it seems like where he would set up first and then he'd slide over, that's where the pitch would go. And so I don't know if that was messing him up or if that was the plan. I don't know. So it looked like he was missing his spot, but I'm not really 100% sure. That seems to be messing with some of the pitchers, messing them up. And there's not familiarity. I can't say it. I ain't gonna try to say it. Maybe they're not familiar with each other. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm trying to say with the itty at the end, so I can't say it. The fact Gary Sanchez is still playing baffles me. Well, he did have a minor league contract with the San Francisco Giants, and he opted out of it. So now he has a minor league contract with an even worse team in the New York Mets. Congratulations, Gary Sanchez. You just won the lottery. So Gary Sanchez, he can get a big hit, but mostly strikes out, and his defense is awful. Yeah, I don't understand. Are they going to use him at DH? I mean, but why? We have guys in the minor league system that we can. Mark Vientos is sitting there with his bat in his hand because his defense isn't all that great, just waiting to come up and play DH. Hit DH. Just be a hitter. Why bring up Gary Sanchez? Why bring him in? I don't understand it. It's not like he's going to take Francisco Alvarez under his wing and show him the ways of the catcher. No, because he's not good. Yeah, there had to be. They could have called me up. I'm awful. I could do that crap. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. We already have Vogelbach. And I'll tell you, Vogelbach has played not terrible. I ain't going to say he's played well, but he gets a lot of – even I've even said it on the show, kind of like the scapegoat of the DH spot. But you look at his numbers, and they're not terrible. I did write his numbers down here. Let me find them real quick. This season hitting 257, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs, and 802 OPS through 70 at bats. His last 15, he's hitting 300. The only thing is, like, you're not really seeing the power from Vogelbach. I'm saying, like, not only home runs, but to the gap and stuff like that, like doubles, you want to see extra base hits. I get it. He's a big dude, so you don't get a whole lot of extra bases out of him. But what drives me nuts, he's up there taking all those pitches on. Dude, they're going to throw you a strike the first pitch because your ass doesn't swing. Get up there and swing at the first goddamn pitch. Really blow their mind. It drives me absolutely insane. Before you know it, he's down 1-2, and then he's got to battle back to 3-2 before he strikes out or before he grounds out somewhere, grounds into a double play. But he's been playing better. He's been hitting better. All these the 257 average is well above his career number, and as well as the his OPS is also above his career number, I believe it was. Tommy Pham, another guy that's been hitting DH. He's hitting 220, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, a 716 OPS. So he's had a little bit more pop, but 220, that's well below his career average. And the only thing with him is, like, you can use him in the outfield. You can rotate him in the outfield, use him as a spot, as a relief guy or whatever. And he does have some speed, but it's we have Mark Vientos just sitting there, just waiting to get called up. Why they haven't done it yet is beyond me. Alonso went deep last night as well. He's still, he's tied for first in home runs with 12, and I think 5th with RBI with, I think, 30 it is now. I have that written down as well, so I don't forget. And I can't find it. Oh, yeah, there it is. 5th with an RBI of 30. So, yeah. So, but he's not hitting at the clip that you need Alonso to hit. Like last season, hitting 260s, 270s. Right now, I think he's in the 230s, 220s. That's not good. But I have enough faith where I think Pete's gonna Pete will get a turnaround. He's a professional hitter. His defense has gotten better at first base. Listening to Cincinnati Reds radio last night on my way home from my daughter's softball game, and they're talking about how Pete's a liability at first base. I don't think Pete's a liability at first base anymore. I like watching him play. I feel like he's got a better grasp of it. He's more athletic there now. He moves well at first. I feel like he's gotten better. And he'll have an occasional flub here and there, like that drop pop-up the other day. But that could happen to anybody, to be honest with you. It's, to even the best fielders. I'm sure Ozzie Smith, dropped a couple in his day. Jeff McNeil, he's starting to hit a little bit better. Struggling the last couple games, a couple offers, but he's starting to turn around. He's almost getting back to what he was, back to just putting the ball in play and putting a little dinker hits, just over top of people or infield hit type stuff. So I feel like he's coming around a little bit. Francisco Lindor, average way down. But he's been hitting for decent power. 6 home runs, 27 RBIs. Like I said, he's hitting 224. But most of his hits have been extra base hits, doubles and home runs. So, I mean, mix in a couple singles there, and we have a guy that's hitting 270. So, Lindor will get it turned around. He had I think he had a hit last night. I don't know if I wrote it down. I can't remember. He did make the final out, I believe. But anyway, But yeah, I feel like there's some glimmers there. Drew Smith has pitched fantastic out of the bullpen. A 1.93 ERA, 4 1/3 innings pitched in May with 0 earned runs so far this month. Overall, 14 innings pitched, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 17 walks, 19 Ks. So, Drew Smith has pitched well as Robertson and stuff like that. And Ottavino, like I said, Ottavino's ERA up in the threes, but that was just one or two bad games, and he's pitched a lot. Kodai Senga, his last 2 starts, 11 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 earned runs. A lot of walks, but I feel like he's starting to maybe turn the corner, maybe coming around a little bit. And so we'll see what he does next. His next start, which is tomorrow, I believe. I said earlier, or I'm going to say later on. I can't remember if I said it yet or not. So there's some glimmers. I feel good. I like Verlander. His first start, he pitched well. I believe I have to believe Scherzer is going to turn it around. Just because he's a competitor, he's a Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer. So you have to believe he'll get it turned around somehow, and not return to form, but pitch better than what he had. He's pitched like crap. So anything better than crap is good. Something above crap. Whatever the next step up from crap is. Garbage, I don't know, but that's still not good either. But so a couple steps up from crap. That's what we want. So I'll move on from that to our Buck Showalter and Billy Epler on the hot seat. No and yes, I think. I think Buck is not on a hot seat. Let me grab I don't think Buck's on a hot seat because he is a good coach. He is a good players coach. A little bit set in his ways sometimes, but he has a great mind for baseball. You haven't been able to utilize Buck's I don't want to say talents, but yeah, talents. So far this season, where he gets creative on the bases. He has guys bending rules, or I don't want to say not bending rules, but putting like rules, like obscure rules, using obscure rules to his advantage. Like we've seen last year a couple times, stuff like how the hell did he do that? Like, is that legal? And it is. Stuff like that. Getting creative with his pitching staff. A lot of injuries this season. So Buck hasn't been really able to manage, the way he did last season, which got him the Manager of the Year award. Like it or not, Phillies fans, he won it. And so it's not been smooth for Buck this year because of that. It's just he hasn't been able to manage the way he would in the past. So I think once the guys start turning around, we start getting runners on base like we did last season. Through walks, through base hits. We're not a home run hitting team yet. We do have one of I'm comfortable with saying that Pete Alonso is one of the premier sluggers in the league. Overall, I believe he is a top, 5, 6, 7 slugger in the league. But the rest of the lineup isn't built like that. Lindor would be the next closest guy. Usually in the mid-20s. In the 20 home run range, somewhere around there. So we're not a team filled with pop. We're a team filled with guys that run the bases well, are smart on the base paths, and get singles or walks. They get on base, high on base percentages. And my thing with Buck is he needs to play the kids more, which he has. It seems Brett Brady has won the third base job. At least that's the way it looks to me. He's been playing. Third. Almost every day now. I've been doing well. He's been hitting well. Playing really well at third. Playing the position well. Doing well at the plate. So there's no reason to turn back to Eduardo Escobar there unless you give Beatty the day off. Now Francisco Alvarez, I just said earlier he needs to get more starts. It seems like he is getting more starts now, so that's good because he's been playing defensively. He's been playing really well, I thought. Offensively, it looks like it's starting to come around. Like I said, 2 home runs last night in his first 2 at-bats. Second 2 at-bats, not so much. But, still 2 for 4, 2 home runs. It seems like he's starting to turn it around. He does have a big bat. So it's I don't think Buck is on the hot seat, but I do think Billy Epler may be on the hot seat. This is his roster that he's constructed for hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever you want to say about it, 300 and something rather $1 million. And it's not going well. There's clear holes in the roster. We have guys down on the system that are just waiting to be called up, but we're sticking with these overpaid players. I hate saying that, but they're overpaid right now because they're not performing. Put guys in that are going to perform. If that's the guy down in the minor league system, bring his ass up and get him in the lineup. Maybe that's enough to ignite a fire under some of these guys. Maybe it's not. Maybe these guys just don't have it anymore. But something has to be done, and I think Billy Epler has to make moves. There has to be moves made to either open up some of these other guys' eyes or just ship them off. Mark Canha, I think it's time for him to move on. I think it's time for us to look for a trade partner for Mark Canha and bring up some younger talent. And by that, I mean moving Jeff McNeil possibly to the outfield and bringing up Ronnie Mauricio at second base. I got a comment here. No way Buck on hot seat. It's not his fault. They need more pieces. When that's the thing, Eileen. That's why I said I don't think Buck is, but they need more pieces. And if Epler can't get more pieces, Epler gets fired. Normally, what happens is they bring in a new GM, they fire the manager anyway. So, with that being said, they also have Beltran in the front office now. Beltran was the Mets manager for about 2 days, 3 days before they had to fire him because of the whole Houston Astros scandal. That's kind of blown over now. There's Carlos Beltran just sitting in the front office, in my opinion, just waiting to be named the head coach. So it all kind of, lines up a little bit. But Billy Epler, I believe, there has to be moves made, and they have to be the right moves. Because anything that's any worse, Epler's going to be out on his ass, I believe. And if Epler's out on his ass, like I just said, normally what happens then, the manager's on his ass, the whole coaching staff. And then usually what happens is, 1 or 2 or 3 of your regular guys are gone. It's a big overhaul. But you know what? That's a lot of that's up to Uncle Steve. He's the guy that pays the bills, so I'm sure he has the final say on these things. But I do believe that Canha should be gone. I believe that they should bring up Ronnie Mauricio. He hasn't had a whole lot of time at second base. But you know what? Learn on the fly, brother. Let him play second base. Move McNeil to the outfield. Starling Marte. Maybe start putting that dude on a shorter leash. If you're not going to perform, pull his ass out. Find somebody that will. Because he's played like garbage. Now, granted, he has a bunch of nagging injuries, but he had a bunch of nagging injuries last year. I mean, so that's there's so much talent with Starling Marte. You hate to see it, but you need somebody that's going to perform. Tomas Nido. Bye, Tomas. See you later. We have Omar Narvaez, not a great hitting catcher, but defensively not bad. To back up Francisco Alvarez. Francisco Alvarez is more than capable of being a starting catcher. You do not need Tomas Nido in there just looking confused at the plate. It's defensively he's nowhere near what he was last year either. It's not good. So bye, Tomas. I like Tomas Nido too, which is a shame. I like Tomas Nido. I really like Travis d'Arnaud. I wish we still had Travis d'Arnaud, but we don't have Travis d'Arnaud. I think Francisco Alvarez is going to be better than Travis d'Arnaud. So Eileen says, thank God Mets took Beltran back. I don't have to listen to him on Yes Network now. I didn't know he was on the Yes. Did he play for the Yankees? I don't know. I don't remember that now. I know he played for the Astros, the Mets. I don't remember who else he played for. He might. Maybe he did play for the Yankees. I don't know. Usually networks like that only hire players that played for him. So he must have. I don't know. So I do think Billy Epler is on the hot seat. If the rest of the season does not go well, I don't expect him back. Eileen says, yeah, he did. Okay. That was, I assume, after the Mets. So that's my hot take on the hot seat. We'll move on from that. Before we move on, I'm going to do some selling here. A little bit of sponsor talk here. And I'll start off with our good friends there at the, let me get this off of here first. Monkey Cult Coffee. Hashtag join the cult. Monkey Cult Coffee has great coffee. The bourbon chocolate chip infused. Fantastic. My new personal favorite now, the toasted coconut rum. I've said it. I've shouted it from the mountaintops, as it were. The toasted coconut rum is fantastic. Fantastic. It's so good. And like I said about the aroma, just itself, they should make a freaking candle out of it. It's really, really good. Good stuff. A terrific coffee. The rum cake is very good as well. They also have T-shirts for sale, mugs, tumblers, a cold brew pitcher, and a K-cup adapter. So lots of stuff there on to purchase at monkeycultcoffee.com is their website. And make sure at checkout, use the promo code OOTB Sports for a discount. And with every sale of Monkey Cult Coffee, they also donate to National Pediatric Foundation. Their mission is that they lost someone very close to them to cancer back in 2019. Robin Ray Larson. Our cult has made it our personal mission to honor and remember her by helping others. For every bag of Monkey Cult Coffee sold, we will be making a donation to the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation in her name. That's hard for me to say with young kids and stuff like that. So give me a second here. Let me shake that off. All right. So monkeycultcoffee.com. Make sure you buy their products. Use the promo code OOTB Sports to get a discount at checkout. And like I said, every sale, they donate back a portion to the Pediatric Foundation, National Pediatric Foundation. I'm getting all tongue-tied here because I'm getting choked up. I can't handle that stuff. Yeah, I hate when I read that like 6 times before I came on air, and I'm like, I'm not going to make it through it. That stuff gets me all choked up. Having kids and seeing kids sick just kills me. And yeah, so make sure you check out monkeycultcoffee.com and use the promo code OOTB Sports. And like I said, they'll be donating to the National Pediatric Foundation. That's tough. All right. Should we make some roster moves? I just talked about that, so we'll just pop on by that. Is it time for the kids? Is it time to bring the kids up? So in keeping with the New York Rangers, they have the kid line for my boy Danny on Wheels there. From the Big Blue Power Hour and Joystick Junkies. Big Rangers fan. He had the Rangers pregame and postgame when they're in the playoffs. They had the kid line. Lafreniere, Schittle. I still have a hard time saying that one. And I can't remember the other guy. But anyway, the kid line. A bunch of youngsters there, to kind of, give you a spark. Is it time to bring the kids up? Is it kids' time for the Mets? I believe it is. I believe you got to bring up Ronny Mauricio. You got to bring up Mark Vientos. Who comes up first? I don't see them coming up at the same time, but all fingers have recently been pointing to Ronny Mauricio, who I said I wouldn't expect Ronny Mauricio up until the end of the season or even next season because he is so much younger. But he's just been absolutely destroying AAA pitching, and you just can't deny him. The kid has been absolutely fire. He's been absolute fire since winter. He down in the Dominican League in the winter, he was their MVP down there, which is a huge league down there. Very, very, very competitive. He was the MVP in the Dominican Winter League. The World Baseball Classic, spring training. I'm sorry, spring training. Tore the cover off the ball. He's been absolute fire since last year, and there's no more. You can't deny him. You absolutely cannot deny him. Vegas Rob checking in live from Las Vegas. How you doing, brother? The mayor of Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Oh, yeah. So you I don't think you can keep Ronny Mauricio down anymore. Eileen says, "Hey Rob, happy birthday." Rob, I did not know it was your birthday today. Happy birthday, Rob. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rob, the mayor of Las Vegas. Happy birthday to you. Do. You live in a zoo. I don't know how they go. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know it was your birthday, Rob. Happy birthday, buddy. Oh man, that's a big one. 40 for the old bastard. Happy birthday, Rob. Hopefully you're going to get snickered up tonight. No work tomorrow for you, Rob. No work for you today, Rob. The hell with it. Take the day off. Tell him the bat fry said so. Eileen says, "Welcome to the club." Yeah, Rob, welcome to the club. I'll be 43 next Friday, I think. So there we go. It's a whole club. I didn't know. I didn't get a membership card or nothing like that to the club, but yeah, welcome to the club. So like I said about Ronny Mauricio, it's time to bring him up. You gotta catch that star while it's burning its brightest. If that's even a correct analogy, I don't know. I don't give a shit. It sounds good. And so Mark Vientos, who I would have said would be coming up sooner rather than later, mostly for outfield depth and for his bat. He's been killing it in AAA, but he's been playing third base. Now, what the problem there is we have Brett Baty there. And you don't want to take Brett Baty out because Brett Baty's doing very, very well. Mark Vientos defensively, from everything I've read, not all that great at third base, even worse in the outfield. So you can't really bring him up and just stick him in the outfield. So where does that leave him? He can't play first base. You got the big man Pete there, but I do think he could platoon first base. I do think that Pete wants to be there every day, wants to be in every day. My compromise to Pete would be, all right, you can play every day, but some of those days you're going to be the DH. So you're kind of getting a rest, but you're not getting a rest. So that'd be my compromise with Pete. He was DH a few games ago, and so I think that would be good. I think if they brought a Vientos up, they could platoon him at DH and first base. You could split time with Vogelbach because Vientos has hit even better than Mauricio. I went over their stats. I've been going over their stats every week. I will not be going over their stats this week. But they're both ready. You got to bring them up, and it's time. Whether it's this week, next week, whatever. At sometime this month, they need to be brought up. It's time for the youth movement. It's time to go young. Out with the old farts, Rob. We're all old now. Out. We're all done. It's downhill. Time to bring in the young guys, Rob. So that's what I think. I think it is kids' time. Beatty, Alvarez, Vientos, Mauricio. That's the future. I wouldn't be surprised if Vientos is there's a lot of trade talks with Vientos. I would not be surprised by that. I would be surprised if Ronnie Mauricio is in a lot of trade talks. I feel like Ronnie Mauricio is like the next Alfonso Soriano. There you go, Eileen. Another Yankee there. Alfonso Soriano was absolutely awesome, for quite a few years there in New York. I just like when I see Ronnie Mauricio, that's my first thought is always Alfonso Soriano. I don't know why. I don't know if they're built the same or what it is, but like just watching him play over spring training, I'm thinking Alfonso Soriano. The mayor says not as old as Maiko Spencer. No, that dude is old as dirt. Maiko. So we'll move on from the children talk, the kids, to the Mets' next 7. So we got 2 more at the Reds, 4 at the Nationals, and then we start a series with the Rays. And by that time, I'll be back on. That's why I'm only doing the next 7s, because I'll be back next week, 7 days later. You get it. So yeah, I'll be back on. I think it's game 2 of the Rays series. So we'll see how we're doing then. Hopefully we're on a little bit of a win streak, or we've won a couple series here. The Reds, the Nats, feeling good about ourselves before we hit the Rays. And I think we have a couple series here in a row that are a bit tougher. I know we got the Rays. Let me pull it up here real quick. A little bit. I'll look into the future. I'm going to pull it up on my cellular telephone. I think that's what the kids call it, don't they? So, yeah, with Tampa Bay, the Cleveland Guardians, who are not playing all that well, but were a playoff team last year. The Cubs, who I projected to be a playoff team this year, they're same record as us before we hit the Rockies again. And then the Phillies. The Phillies at the end of the month. I hate the Phillies. Not as much as I hate the Braves. I hate the Braves much, much more than the Phillies. Comment here real quick. Adam Glenn says, Dunkel for commish. I don't know about that. Been hearing lots of I'm not getting political on this show. Adam, you almost got me. Adam Glenn. Almost. My cunning, my wit saved me from going political on the show. Almost got me, Adam. Our next 2 games against the Reds, we have Verlander going tonight. Senga, the last game against the Reds, and to open up against the Nationals, we got Tyler McGill. The mayor says, I agree, Kenny, keep politics out of it. You almost got me, Rob. He almost got me. Not today, sir. Not today. Not on my watch. So we got Verlander going tonight, Senga tomorrow, Miguel to open up the National Series, and hopefully, like I said, we're on a bit of a streak there when we hit Tampa Bay, because it could get ugly. Oh, there we go. So the NL East standings. Before I do that, we'll go ahead and read a comment there. Adam Glenn says, happy birthday, Rob. Welcome to the 40 Club. Speaking of older than dirt, Adam Glenn's pretty old, too. I think, Adam, what, you're 44, 43, 44? I think you're 44, you said the other day. So the standings, the NL East standings right now, we got the Braves sitting up top at 25-11. 2, the Miami Marlins, 18-19, 7.5 games back. The Fighting Phils there at 17-19, 8 games back. The Metropolitans tied with the Phillies, with 17 wins and 19 losses, 8 games back. And then the Nationals, bringing up the rear, 15 and 21, 10 games back. So, like I said earlier in the show, the Braves did it last year, 10 and a half games out, the end of May. The Phillies got hot at the end of the season, went to the World Series. There's still plenty of time, plenty of baseball to play yet. I'm not packing it in. I got confidence that the Mets are going to turn this around. There we go. Rob Hefner says Monkey Cold Coffee is great. Enjoying a cup right now. I love Monkey Cold Coffee. I mean, I think it's fantastic. Speaking of sponsorships, I'm going to go ahead and read off my next sponsor. Do my next sponsor read here because, to be 100% honest, I like reading the sponsor reads. I don't know what it is. There he is. Attorney Big Al, J. Fine Law. You can call them at 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. They cover motor vehicle accidents, slip and falls, workman's comp, personal injury claims. You can call Jason 24/7 directly at 267-962-4895 or our boy Maiko Spencer at 267-303-7324 for a free consultation. They now have 3 locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120 in the city of brotherly love. The phone number there is 267-888-2980. They also have one in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, all the way across the other side of the state. Those offices are located at 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 15219. The phone number there is 412-365-8151. And finally, last but not least, the Cherry Hill, New Jersey location. Located at 3 Greensward Lane, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. The number there, 856-209-5258. Tell them the Bat Fry sent you. J. Fine Law, Big Al. Love it. I got a couple comments here before I move on to the next topic. No. Adam Glenn says, trade Betty, he means Beatty. Trade Beatty to the Phillies. No. That's not gonna happen. Oh, there he is. I just talked about you earlier there, Amish country Mets fan. I was talking about how you were saying about what the heck was it? I don't remember it now. You said something on your show. I was watching it. I think it was 2 nights ago. I think I was watching it 2 nights ago, and you were talking about I don't remember. See if I can jog my memory here. Looking at my notes because I need notes because I can't remember. That's our boy, Amish Country Mets fan. Like I said, check out his podcast. Pretty good podcast. It's nice seeing another Pennsylvania Mets fan. We're everywhere. I'm just hiding right now. But yeah, I can't remember what the hell it was that I was that I gave you props for. There was you did mention about moving Starling Marte out of the 2 spot. I thought this was amazing. I'm watching the show or listening to the show. You said about moving Starling Marte down in the lineup and moving Lindor up to 2. It's like freaking Buck Showalter was watching your freaking show. I couldn't believe it because the very next day, that's what the lineup had. I'm like, oh my God, like this guy's brilliant, fantastic. But yeah, Eileen says, what are your thoughts on a Dark Knight retiring? You know what? That's something I did want to bring up that I forgot all about. I I thought Matt Harvey was great for a bit there. It's one of those things. It was like a spark. He shined really bright, but then kind of dissipated really quick. It's a bit of a bummer. I did say at the beginning of the season I thought the Mets should give him a shot, at least in the minor leagues, because he pitched well for Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic. I thought he pitched well enough to bring him back. See what can happen. Maybe he has something left. Either as a long relief or a 5-starter. I mean, with our injury situation the way it is now, why not? Right? Why not? And I got killed on Twitter for it. So, but yeah, so it didn't happen. I was bummed to see him retire because I know he wanted to come back. He wanted to give it another shot. I know he had some issues with substance abuse and the whole thing with the dude from the Anaheim Angels and stuff. And but that's all in the past now. They went through whatever trial and stuff like that. And I guess he was I don't want to say defendant. He was a witness, I guess, for the prosecution or whatever it was, whatever the trial was. I don't remember exactly. But it seemed like he was working his way back. He seemed like he kind of had his head on straight. He was humbled. The dude was humbled because he was arrogant when he was on top. And sometimes when you're arrogant like that, you get knocked down a couple pegs. That's you kind of realize the error of your ways. So it was a bummer to see him not get another shot. The one thing I'll take away from Matt Harvey is like whenever he pitched for the Mets, it was like an event. Like I'd never seen him pitch live. Being where I'm at in Pennsylvania, I don't go to a lot. I've been to a couple Mets games, but I don't get a chance to go to a lot of Mets games unless I go to Philly because it's a little bit closer. It's just easier to get to. And it was always an event. And my last thought on Matt Harvey is I remember him pitching that World Series game against the Royals and watching his reaction in the dugout when he was told that he's getting pulled out. And he refused. And my thought was like, let the guy finish it. Let him finish it because he was on fire. He was shutting the Royals down. He was on fire, and it wasn't the right call. But it was like just had the passion. Like let him finish it. He was killing it, and he looked like the Matt Harvey of old. He shut them down, but he was done. He didn't know it. I didn't know it. I'm sure a bunch of other fans that were screaming, let him pitch. They didn't know it, but the Royals knew it, and they jumped on him. I think it was the 8th inning, maybe. They jumped on him, and they finished him off. But he was never the same after that, and so that's a bummer. But that's my last good Mets memory of Matt Harvey. I look at it as a good Mets memory. Like that whole World Series sucked ass, losing 4-1 to 4 games to 1 to the Royals, but I thought Syndergaard pitched well in that series, if I remember correctly. And I thought Harvey, that game was so like, I felt like, I don't want to say inspirational, but it was like, I don't know. I was all like giddy, like watching him pitch, the way he was pitching, like the Matt Harvey of old. And it's kind of the way it fizzled out on him, though, was kind of a bummer. The Amish country Mets fan laughing at me because I can't remember freaking anything. Such a poor memory. You know what? I appreciate you there, Amish country Mets fan. I'm going to get you on the show. We're going to talk a little bit of Mets and Amish ice cream. I live pretty close to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is a huge Amish area, and that's where Turkey Hill ice cream's made. I love Turkey Hill ice cream. My last episode last week, I did my top 10 favorite ice cream, and they're all Turkey Hill ice cream. So Eileen says we can give Ken more coffee. He might remember. I don't know. I'm like I'm running on fumes right now. I'm ready for bed. Working night shift and getting this deep into it. I start rambling on, and I start mixing up words. I start forgetting stuff. The Phillies don't like the overrated Mets. The Phillies are overrated as well, Adam. I don't know what you're talking about, but they're supposed to have this awesome starting rotation. Nola, Wheeler, where's that at? That lineup. So it's we're both in the same spot. To be 100% honest with you, Rob says, "Good job, Ken. Bring you to out of the box was the smartest decision I ever made. I agree with you, Rob. Rob, is the one that got me into this, the podcasting, and got me on the network, Out of the Box Sports, and we haven't looked back since then. And if I could do a show every day, I would. About whatever. It doesn't even really matter. I would do a show about fighting monkeys if I could. I don't know. Yes, sir. We need, 100%. But that's all hindsight. So it is what it is. Well, you're May 18th. So your birthday's the day before mine. All right, there you go. You're old. Adam, old as dirt. Saw him pitch in Pittsburgh at an outing with the 7 line, and it was insane. He got shelled. That's a bummer. I always wanted to go to a Mets game and sit with the 7 line. I think it'd be insane. I like watching their videos and stuff like that. The 7 line army, if you don't know, if you're not a Mets fan, which some of you, I guess everybody probably watching except for the Amish country Mets fan. The 7 line army is a huge section of fans that kind of it's like a I don't know if it's like a club or what it is, but all sit together in one section. It's pretty wild. It's pretty cool. I got to see DeGrom pitch against the Phillies. It was the Phillies opening day. I want to say 2021, I think it was, for the Phillies opening day, and DeGrom pitched, and DeGrom shut them down. I think up to the 7th inning, the Mets were up like 2-1, I think it was. We couldn't hit the ball, but DeGrom, I think, had 9 or 10 strikeouts. All the Philly fans were quiet. Then we went to the bullpen, and we got rocked, and so then all the Philly fans were heckling us. So but you got to take that stuff in stride. Some of the Philly fans are really angry that you're a Mets fan there, but I was cool about it. I wasn't really, so some of the Mets fans were kind of obnoxious with it, but I kind of know where I'm at, and being by myself, no backup with an 11-year-old girl with me, I'm not really in the position to be fighting anybody, and a person of my considerable size. I don't have the stamina to fight anybody either. Says I've been to a few outings with them. It's been pretty fun. And also DeGrom pitches and we can't hit. Yeah, that sounds, absolutely, 100%. You kind of feel bad for the guy. Has an ERA of 2, but a record of, I don't know, 7-14. It's like, God damn. When he won those Cy Youngs, they're like, well, the Mets aren't a winning team. Like, well, that's not DeGrom's fault. The dude goes out there and just shuts people down and, can't get a decision or can't get a win because he's losing 1-0. That's ridiculous. It's a shame. A lot of wasted seasons, due to a lack of offense. So I wish I could really remember what I was talking about earlier with where I gave you props. Man, that kills me. Anyway, so I'm going to transition off of the Mets here and go to a little bit of hockey. The LA Kings announced their team awards the other day. So I'm going to read them off real quick. Not a whole lot of Kings news because they are out of the playoffs, unfortunately. But so the team awards, the Bill Libby Memorial Award is the MVP of the team. That was to Anze Kopitar. Another fantastic season for the captain. So that makes a lot of sense. And you could have, even given some votes to Kevin Fiala. Great season with the Kings, and also Adrian Kempe, another fantastic season, another career high in goals scored for Kempe. The Mark Davis Memorial Award for Best Newcomer went to Kevin Fiala. Great move by the Kings in the offseason last year, picking him up from Minnesota. Outstanding defenseman went to Drew Doughty. Again, assistant captain, been around for a long time. Won 2 cups with the Kings. Well deserved. The Ace Bailey Memorial Award, most inspirational player, went to Phoenix Copley, the goalie. Phoenix Copley had an absolutely amazing season. I can't stress enough how great his season was. Without him, the Kings probably don't make the playoffs, or if they do, they don't have a wing and a prayer. I don't even know if that's the right saying or not. But But our whole goalie situation with Jonathan Quick and Cal Peterson was so bad. I mean, it's so bad that I'm telling you, I don't think we would have made the playoffs if we would have kept going with what we had. When we DFA'd Cal Peterson, brought up Phoenix Copley, everything just turned. Everything turned. Phoenix Copley won that the starting goalie position from Jonathan Quick, and he never let go of it. Then we traded Quick to Columbus for Jonas Korpisalo and Vladislav Gavrikov, and Korpisalo and Copley. You know, I wouldn't say Korpisalo won the starting job from Copley. To me, it was like a 1A and 1B type of situation. Both were phenomenal second half of the season. I do think Phoenix should have gotten at least one start in the playoffs. I was kind of bummed he didn't. But yeah, Phoenix Copley, being a journeyman type a player, been on a couple different teams. I think he sat out the COVID season, and so good for him. Good for Phoenix Copley. I hope he stays with us. I'm not sure what his contract looks like for with the Kings for next season. Hopefully he hangs around. I know Korpisalo is a free agent. I don't know if the Kings are going to go after him, or we have a couple young goalies that we might bring up. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Kopitar is a finalist for the Lady Byng Award. This is the NHL award nominees now throughout the league. Kopitar is a finalist for the Lady Byng Award for sportsmanship, and Copley's also a finalist for the Masterson Award. He's also a nominee, I should say, not a finalist, but a nominee, which every team has a nominee for a player that exhibits perseverance. So yeah. So a couple there, pretty cool. Our boy Amish Country Mets fan says, I got to run. I'll be keeping an eye out for more of your stuff. Have a great day. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it very much. And of course, I will be watching your stuff. I enjoy it. I like hearing other fans' opinions, and I think it's amazing when, like I said before, our Amish country fan here, Mets fan, friend said about the lineup change, and then a day later we did. It's like, holy shit, this guy's on to something. It was awesome. I love seeing that stuff. Adam says it's early, and then he says, "Good job, Rob." It's not. It's late now. For me, Adam, it is late. I am tired. Yeah, and I think that's all I got for today. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and remind everybody of all of our shows here. Let me take that banner off the bottom there real quick, though. First, our lineup. Whoops. There we go. There it is. So Wednesday we have our next show is Dem 215 Boys. Tonight at 6:30. So you make sure you check them out. And then I will not be on this Saturday. I will be working this Saturday. It's my weekend to work. So I will not be on this Saturday on the Vegas sports scene. My apologies, but it is what it is. It's starting to get a little bit busy at work, which is fantastic. Since COVID, the place I work has been, I don't want to say struggling, but we've been a bit slower, and there hasn't been a whole lot of overtime. And my mandatory weekend is, this upcoming weekend. So I'll have to be working. And so a little bit more into the future with the Las Vegas sports scene. There's going to be some time changes because I also camp on weekends. And so there's going to be times where I have to camp, where I might be on a Friday night, or I might have to change it to maybe a Sunday afternoon or something. I haven't decided yet, but I can't not be on. My fan base needs me. Oh, here he is. Cowboy Dave. Yeah. Good morning, Cowboy Dave. Almost afternoon. Get some sleep, sir. If you smell what the Cowboy fan is cooking, if you smell what the Cowboy fan is cooking, there you go. You can check that. I lost my train of thought there for a second. You can check Cowboy Dave out on Dem 215 Boys tonight, 6:30 p.m. I believe Dave will be on with Maiko and TOP, the Tower of Power. I believe Dave is on tonight. I know I didn't know this, Dave, but I heard you coach softball. I did not know that. So that's why I'm not 100% sure if you're on tonight or not. Eileen boos work. I also boo work, but work pays the bills. So the fans need the Vegas show. I agree. They need the Vegas show. And I want to give you the Vegas show, but it's just not going to be this weekend. So take the weekend off. Not a whole lot of Raider stuff anyway. It'd be just me on here doing what I'm doing right now, rambling and making weird noises and yelling and saying I forget. So, all right. So, did you say who's Maiko? Oh, you know who Maiko is. It's Paul. Anyway, I whispered. Whatever. So that's all I got for today. I think I covered everything. Like I said, tune in tonight, 6:30 p.m. to Dem 215 Boys, Dallas Cowboy talk. And check me out. I'll be back next Wednesday talking New York Mets baseball. And if there's any LA Kings news, I'll also bring that up. And that's all I got. And I will see you same bat time, same bat channel.